Have you ever heard that story? He left his wife for a younger woman. It sounds like the beginning of a cliché movie plot, doesn't it? A man, maybe going through a midlife crisis, trades in his long-term partner for a newer model. The wife is left heartbroken, the new woman is seen as a homewrecker, and the man, well, he's just following his heart, right? But what if this story, the one we tell ourselves and hear so often, isn't the whole picture? What if we're missing the most important parts? Today, we're going to look beyond the headline. We're not here to place blame or pass judgment. Instead, we're going to explore the complex human emotions and situations that lead to this painful scenario. Because behind every one of these stories are real people, with real histories, real struggles, and real feelings. Let's try to understand, not to excuse, but to find a path toward healing and growth, no matter which side of the story you're on. Let's start by considering the relationship long before the split. A partnership is like a garden. In the beginning, there's excitement, planting seeds of shared dreams, and constant attention. But over years, even decades, if we're not careful, the garden can become neglected. It's not usually one big storm that ruins it, but the slow, quiet creep of weeds. Weeds of unspoken resentments, of taking each other for granted, of forgetting to water the plant of romance and connection. Communication might break down. "How was your day?" becomes a ritual, not a real question. Deep conversations about hopes and fears are replaced by logistical talks about bills and schedules. Emotional intimacy fades, and partners can start to feel more like roommates than soulmates. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow drift, often so subtle that no one notices until they're miles apart, floating in the same house but in different oceans. For the man in this story, this feeling of disconnect can manifest as a sense of invisibility or stagnation. He might look in the mirror and not recognize the vibrant person he used to be. The world outside seems to be moving forward, full of new possibilities, while his own life feels like it's on a repeating loop. This is often what we call a midlife crisis, but it's more than just wanting a fast car. It's a deep-seated fear of mortality, a panic that the best years are gone and he hasn't truly lived. Now, enter the younger woman. We often paint her with a single brushstroke, a villain, but she is also a human being with her own story. Often she's at a different stage in life, full of energy and admiration. When she looks at him, she doesn't see the guy who forgets to take out the trash. She sees his accomplishments, his experience, his wisdom. She listens to his stories with fresh ears. This attention and validation can feel intoxicating to someone who feels unseen in their primary relationship. It's a powerful mirror reflecting a version of himself he's been missing, the hero, the mentor, the interesting man. This new connection feels exciting and effortless. Why? Because it doesn't carry the weight of a shared history. There are no old arguments, no financial stresses, no complicated family dynamics. It's a clean slate. It's a fantasy, an escape from the complex reality of a long-term partnership. The rush of new romance, the dopamine hits of flirtation and novelty, can easily be mistaken for a deeper, more true love than the one he's leaving behind. Meanwhile, for the wife, the world shatters. The discovery of the affair, or the announcement that he's leaving, is a profound betrayal. It's not just the loss of a partner, but the loss of a shared past and a planned future. The life she helped build, the identity she held as a wife and partner, is ripped away. She's left questioning everything. Was any of it real? Did he ever love me? What's wrong with me? This is a deep, traumatic wound. Her self-esteem plummets. She compares herself to the other woman, often focusing on the most superficial aspect: age. Society's obsession with youth makes this particularly painful. She may feel invisible, discarded, and less than. The grief is immense, not just for the man she lost, but for the life she thought she had. But here is where the story can take a powerful turn. For the wife, after the initial storm of pain, there is an opportunity for an incredible rebirth. This devastating event forces her to look inward, to reconnect with the person she was before the marriage, or to discover a new person altogether. She has to rebuild her life, not as one half of a couple, but as a whole, independent individual. This journey is not easy. It involves grieving, healing, and a lot of hard work. But many women who go through this experience find a strength they never knew they had. they rediscover old passions, build new friendships, and create a life that is authentically their own. They learn that their value was never tied to their marital status or their age. They were always whole. The end of the marriage becomes the beginning of their own unfiltered story. And what about the man and his new relationship? The escape hatch often leads to a new room with its own set of problems. The initial excitement, the fantasy, inevitably fades. Reality sets in. The new relationship will develop its own history, its own challenges, and its own routines. The age gap, once exciting, can become a source of disconnect. Their life experiences, cultural references, and future goals may be fundamentally misaligned. He might realize that the problem wasn't just his wife or his old life, but something inside himself. The emptiness he was trying to fill with a new person is still there. He learns the hard way that you can't outrun yourself. True happiness and fulfillment don't come from an external source. They have to be cultivated from within. Some of these relationships do work out, of course, but often the man finds he has simply traded one set of problems for another, sometimes more complicated set. So, what can we learn from all this? First, we need to tend to our relationships like the precious gardens they are. Don't wait for the weeds to take over. Communicate openly, even when it's hard. Prioritize emotional intimacy. Don't let your partner become invisible. See them, hear them, and appreciate them every single day. Make new memories together. Second, if you are the one feeling lost or stagnant in a relationship, look inward first. What is this feeling truly about? Is it your partner, or is it a personal dissatisfaction you're projecting onto them? Seeking therapy or talking to a trusted friend can provide clarity before you make a life-altering decision that hurts everyone involved. An escape doesn't solve the core issue. And third, if you are the one who has been left, please know this. His decision is a reflection of his own journey, his own struggles, and his own shortcomings. It is not an accurate measure of your worth. You are not less than. The pain is real, and you must allow yourself to grieve. But on the other side of that grief is an opportunity to build a life that is more joyful, more authentic, and more fulfilling than you could ever have imagined. Your story is not over. In fact, a brand new, exciting chapter is just beginning. The narrative, "He left his wife for a younger woman," is too simple. It's a story of disconnection, of human frailty, of fear, and ultimately, of the potential for profound personal growth for everyone involved. By looking at it with more empathy and less judgment, we can learn so much about love, loss, and the incredible resilience of the human spirit. Thank you so much for joining me in this discussion today. If this story resonated with you, or if you have your own experiences to share, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more conversations that go beyond the surface. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.